just welcome you. And we're gonna, I'm gonna pray at the end, but just wanted to say thank you for making a dream become real. And we just want to take a few minutes, and we never want to forget the story of how things come to pass. You know, that's one of the things in our culture that's so instantaneous. We sometimes forget to tell stories. So tonight, we just want to tell the story how we got here. And it'll be our responsibility and duty to let other people know what God did in this process, and we'll be able to share that story with others. So I wanted to take just a few minutes. You know, we'll be done by 9.
Oh boy!
Can we call you in the morning, Chico?
Just kidding. Yeah. No, my blood will be frozen by then. So, but we just want to take a few minutes, and I've asked Barb to just kind of tell the story how we got here, and we want to say thanks to a few people that had a special hand in making it happen, and then Cindy's going to share just a little bit about how the porch is going to bring stuff in and operate, and then we'll pray at the end. How's that?
Yeah, then you're free to walk around.
Yeah, you can take the tour. There's no extra charge. It's free. But most of you, I think, by just
donations are welcome.
Yeah, you've seen it. So, Barb, why don't you tell us the story how it started and how we got here?
Okay. Well, I think most of you know, but I'll just say it. Canada used to have a porch where this was. It wasn't quite out as far, and then Kim decided she wanted to have an addition. Then everybody approved it, and they built this addition. And when we came on, and so the porch was just evaporated. It was no longer. You probably remember that, Emma, the porch. And so we spent a year just finishing up that part, and then it was always in our heart to resurrect the Pantry Porch so that people could come and get, you know, things that are donated, and people could donate things, and it was really at that point, and I think Kevin, you probably remember that too. Where are you? I don't see you.
Over there.
That you could come and go 24/7, and we kind of had this idea at some point that we would build a screened-in pantry porch. Just it was going to be screened in. Well, yeah, what happened? And you know, and I think most of you know the story, because what happened is that the second year we were, you know, at the pantry as directors, we didn't do it because there was just so much that we had to. There was other things that we're dealing with, and of course we made the connection with community, Shannon Douglas Community Action. You know, where the food we were able to offset some of our expenses. Anyway. So we have this relationship with them, and she called me on the phone about the beginning of our second, you know, we completed our second year, and she said they have these grants, and I think all of you have heard this, and do you have any projects that you would like to see happen? And I said, well, we really had decided that we were going to start a Pantry Porch. And we knew that there was a lot to do to that, you know, to get some volunteers and get people going and make it work. And so anyway, we ended up, as you know, we got $10,000 for the grant, a little bit more than that, I think about 13 when it was all said and done. And then I think several of you said, well, it wasn't going to be a screened-in porch, a 12 by 12, just a simple screened-in porch. And somebody said, well, I think we should have windows since we have this money. And so then we got the windows, and then we decided, well, maybe we should have insulation, and then
And a door.
and why don't we get nice windows? And
Voila.
There it is.
And so it's really, I'm just amazed. I just have to give God the glory.
Amen.
This is just absolutely His excellence, in my opinion. And thank you, Kevin, for what you did.
Yes.
So
Yes,
much.
thank you so much.
And Mark, too.
And Mark, yeah.
Oh my goodness. But you know, I want to give you more glory because we had really bad weather this week.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure several of you other prayed, but I asked Jesus to make this a really nice evening.
Yeah.
And so I give Him glory that He cares about those very little details in our life. So we have the porch and we have the van. And there they are, absolutely. And I have to tell you that Nick.
They sure complement each other.
That's a nice
Nick
band.
Graham
We
told me that
fancy.
this is an absolute collectible, that we could probably sell it for more than what we got because he knows what it is. He couldn't believe it was in our parking lot.
Yep.
And so we have a real jewel in that.
Well,
That
It shows that God does own every camel on every mountain, you know?
yeah. So that's just the story of it. It was going to be just a screen in, and now we got this beautiful. I mean, really, the beautiful part is that we've turned this, as you know, the store, the food in there. Now they go in and shop. They get free food and they shop, and now they get to go in there and shop too. So it's really beautiful.
I can't tell you how much better it makes the person shopping feel when it seems like they're grocery shopping instead of somebody just filling a box for them.
I love that.
It gives you that person just a different feeling inside, like almost like an accomplishment feeling, you know? So that's awesome that you do it that way now.
This is awesome. And I also wanted to really, I've kind of mentioned it already, but Kevin, we really, it's just over the top, all you did. And you were really on top of this before we ever even had any materials.
Yeah.
And it's just an absolute blessing, a good job that you have done, and we can't thank you enough. And Mark, your electrical talents and everything, and of course
What do you
Jay.
mean? I have a lot of woodworking skills.
Yeah, you did that too.
Who made those
And,
roses in
and
there?
Thank you.
Roses.
He
Roses
was
on
a
the
foreman.
plywood.
That's okay.
Well,
On the
sort
top.
of. Never was.
I saw that. I thought that at first too. I was like, what's that? That's beautiful.
I want to thank, they're not here, but people that, of course, Brooks,
Yep.
amazing, the finish work that has been done in there. And he milled, I didn't realize that, but he milled all that wood. It wasn't store-bought or anything. He actually milled it, all the molding and everything. And then Sam and Jay and Heidi painted. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
And Jake.
Jake helped Bob Lewis.
And Bob Lewis, I haven't gotten all of
donated it.
them.
Yeah.
I will not.
And so Bob Lewis and Dana
Oh, Zelda wasn't feeling well tonight, so she was going to miss this.
Okay.
She did get a hold of me though.
and then Andrew Campbell actually provided all the shelving for the lower part all the way around, which was really great. And then Mark made all of the what do you call those? The
Pipe, rod.
rods and all that kind of stuff, which is
rods
just
are cool.
huge.
Oh, coming out of the wall?
Yeah.
I was complimenting that earlier. I didn't know you did it.
I thought
I was like, God, I love that.
nice.
Yeah,
I like that
All
too.
the,
That was
all the
cool.
electrical material, all that.
Yeah, the
stuff.
piping comes out of the
Oh,
wall
that's
and
nice.
use it as a hanger.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, like a
That's
rod.
another thing.
It is.
So
It's
we
cool.
really
It's
had some real
industrial.
hands
Tiny home
in
storage.
this.
I
And
do.
then I
Exactly.
want to thank the team that
You
has
missed
worked so
Sam.
hard
Oh,
to
Sam.
make this
I heard her
happen
say Sam.
from the pantry standpoint.
Missed Sam.
No, you didn't.
We got Sam.
heard it.
Sam here.
No. Boy, Jay.
That's
Get
Jay.
here.
And
I know, right?
Came
Go
in
ahead.
just in time.
Cindy's about to talk about
Jump on my pitchfork.
Okay, Cindy, Byron.
So, well, we had a gathering a few months ago, and we talked about the vision and about the building going up, and now there it is, like Barb said. And on my heart was just that we were going to build a building to build relationships, and as an opportunity for us to just be an extension of God's love and provision to our community, but to those that we already serve at the food bank. So there was a scripture that came to me today out of Revelation 3, that what he opens, which is a door, no man can shut, and what he shuts, no man opens. So we've all had disappointments in life where there may be shut doors. It may be a broken relationship, or a financial disappointment, a job that didn't come through. And we can represent to our community an open door and hope And so that's just what I see in this building or in what the continued outreach we do, that we just represent hope and friendship. And we've all been there. We've all been, I mean, I raised 4 kids on a shoestring of a budget. I mean, I know what it's like to need gas in my tank and to need warm clothes for my kids in the winter. And I think every one of us know what scarcity or just what discouragement feels like if we feel like there's not an open door or there's not hope. And so that's what I think, our outreach of our church and our community of believers, but all the volunteers. I mean, we've had people showing up, helping homeschool families, Emma, retired friends who just coming, slipping in for an hour or two and helping display and process the clothes. So I just think going forward, we want to just let people know, not part of our church is in the community. Hey, if you want to contribute, we will have a laminated list on the door. We'll have it at the pantry. Right now, it'll just be winter warm essentials, that's what I want to call them, and pots and pans, nice towels, warm blankets, all those kinds of things are really nice. But we have an awesome assortment already of socks and hats and gloves, and we just want to see more of that come in. So, we'll be a little specific, a little bit picky, because we just don't want people just dumping their yard sale leftovers or stuff that we don't have room to display.
Unless it's nice yard sale stuff.
Yeah, I like that. It's not junk.
Oh,
Right.
where donations go?
Well, we don't really have a box or anywhere yet. I think during the pantry hours, we're going to have people bring bags or boxes to the pantry specifically, and then we do have that shed, and so we'll be sorting, or any volunteers that are showing up will know how to just hang things. Like, we've just been processing stuff really quickly when it shows up.
So Cindy, are we, I need to understand, I felt that if somebody walks up to the door here, we're supposed to refer them to you. Or you want us just to blindly take whatever the donations are?
Yeah, well, that's what I talked about. We're going to have a list, and if it's one bag and they say, because it's really hard to sort through. I mean,
Okay.
we will have a specific
So you're
list.
not,
We'll work on it.
Yeah.
we don't need to send them to you.
They want to
just
call
come in
me,
here,
but
look at
yeah,
the list,
yeah.
and then
I
they drop
think,
it off.
no, we don't want them to have to come back twice. We
Yeah.
want them to
Right.
just leave the donations, and if they're not good for us, I bag them up and take them.
And the
off.
volunteer will be able to say, we're accepting warm essentials right now.
Yeah.
This is what they are, and that
Yep,
person
and we'll have
has the opportunity to
laminated
say,
list
To be
on both
trustworthy
buildings.
and
yeah,
And just point to it and say,
I know someone that can work a laminator.
hey,
Yeah, she's over there next to
with some
you.
dry ice board.
we have one at church.
We donated the laminate. Cindy,
So I want to take a moment just to say thanks to Barb
yes.
for having an idea and doing your very best to get us all moving in the same direction to make a wonderful idea happen. And I did some chatting with people from the past, and it seems like every director that has been involved with the pantry, each of them have added to what the one before them did.
True.
And each team has added to. And so Barb, and under your leadership, and Byron will include you in that too, have added to the ministry of the pantry. And we just wanted to say thank you.
We love you, Barb.
Thank you very much.
We were going to get you a gift certificate to a really expensive restaurant, but Byron said you'd want flowers.
So he'll cook.
I do recognize, again, it does take a team to
does.
accomplish something like this. And honestly, when Jenny and I were interviewing for this position, I had to be a part of a church that cared about their community, because that's in my heart. And symbolic of that and energizing some of that from the church is the pantry. It is this unique place in the history of the church that just says, to our community, whether you ever step into the walls of the building, we're still here for you. And matter of fact, we're here for you if you don't have food, we're here for you. If you don't have what you need to dress your family or your kids, we're here for you. And there's no obligation. Do we hope that people would see Jesus in that act of kindness? Sure. But that will never stop us from just loving on folks. And so it's always an invitation. It's never a requirement. That now we can give out free food and we can give out free clothing. And I've been a part of several churches, and not every church can say that they can do that. That they have that kind of outreach. So I look forward to the next season of the pantry. Obviously,
Yes.
there's some questions as Barb and Byron travel the world.
Yeah, we do.
So certainly be praying about who the Lord would bring to be the next director of this work. But I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of the church to all of those. Kevin especially, thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Kevin.
And you were just out here all kinds of times.
In all kinds of weather.
Yeah.
And we said thank you to you for painting already, but you weren't here yet.
So
I was actually.
I thought what we would do, and there's snacks and goodies, and but I thought we would I was just going to pray, but I think it's most appropriate that we allow others to pray as well. So we're outside and